Hello, everybody, and welcome to the True Love Talk channel. Here we want to learn about human sexuality and love based on the teachings that Pope John Paul II left in the Theology of the Body. I am Elisa, and today's topic is why does contraception or the use of contraception breaks our reality, our chastity with God, with our spouses, with our children. Basically, why no? Why did the church say no to contraception? So let's begin. Okay, so as you know, the Catholic Church does not accept the use of contraception, and basically, the theology of the body is the attempt of Pope John Paul II to explain why had Pope Paul VI said no to contraception in the Humane Vitae. And basically, what he's saying is it breaks our chastity and it breaks human love. It makes it impossible for us to love because it sends us several kinds of messages to different people. Let's begin with the messages that we're sending God when we use contraception. The first message that we are giving God is, oh, so you gave us the possibility of being co-creators with you and helping you create new human beings. Yeah, not a very impressive gift. Thank you very much. Here you can have it back. We don't want it. Thank you. Thank you for asking next time or something like that, right? What another thing that we're telling him is, and that is very connected to this first part, is God, you're not a very good creator, right? Because, yeah, no, I understand that my fertility is part of my health, but I don't like the way you planned my health. So I am going to cure myself and treat myself from the health you gave me because it's not that healthy. So, yeah, you're very mediocre. Thank you very much. Something like that, right? Something else that we're telling God when we use contraception is I am not going to love this much. Basically, remember that the end or the objective of human life is love, right? We were created for love, and we were created in His image, and because His love, we are supposed to love too. So the more we love, the more perfectly human we are, right? The more we perfect ourselves. So when God gives us lots of children, basically He's giving us lots of opportunities to become better. To love, to to be better people, to love better, to perfect ourselves even further. And basically, what we're telling God when we use contraception is, no, I am not going to go that far. I am not going to love that much. Honestly, this is my limit. 2 children, nothing else. I don't want that much. I know that you have plans for me, but I don't know if I like them. So yeah, I'm going to create my own plans for myself. Thank you very much for giving your opinion or something like that. Hmm? And we're also telling him, I don't trust you. And I say this because one of the greatest arguments, the fundamental arguments for contraception is, hey, the more children you have, the less money you have, right? So what are you going to do without money? How are you going to raise your children? How are you going to survive if not? Basically, if we let God be God and we say, okay, I assume that I trust you and I know that you want what's best for me, so I assume that if you give me a lot of children, you will also help me raise them and you will provide for me. Basically, what we're telling God is, yeah, I don't want those many children because I don't think you will be there. I don't believe you when you tell me that you are going to be there with me, doing, pues giving me what I need to survive. I think I have to do it for myself. So I am going to do it in a way that is comfortable for me. So please, thank you, God, for, I don't know, for your input or your opinion, but honestly, I'm going to stick with my version of reality. That's basically what we're saying, what we're telling God. Something else we're telling God when we use contraception is I give up my dignity and my freedom, because our dignity is tied up to our freedom. And basically, we're giving up our freedom because when God created us, He gave us power over nature. But the first nature He gave us power over was ourselves, our own bodies, to the point that in human beings, the sexual instinct is actually more of a desire, like a proposition. You could, no, it would be nice to, but it's not a demand, right? It doesn't have to happen. You don't. When it comes to animals, when they get horny, they have to have sex and they cannot stop until they have created more of their own species. But when it comes to human beings, we can choose whether or not to stop or to continue, right? And that is part, it's tied up to our dignity, because we are not just beings that have to do what they have to do. We are free, right? The point is, when we are free, we're also responsible. And that is tied up to not having contraception, because it means when I don't use contraception, I have to choose, right? And I tell God, okay, yeah, I would like to become a parent, but not right now. So maybe I'm going to restrain, right? I'm going to practice abstinence just today because it's not the right time or whatever, right? And then we continue. But when we use contraception, basically we're telling him, yeah, I am not going to be responsible. I am not going to control myself. Basically, I need this pill to castrate myself because I am not going to control my own nature. Okay? I do whatever I want to, however I want. So, yes, I'm giving up this control that you gave me, which is giving up my freedom. And because our dignity as human beings is tied up to their freedom. That is what gives us, that freedom is what puts us above anything else in nature. That is what gives us control over animals. So basically, we're telling God, yeah, I don't care if if I lose my dignity because I don't want it. Either way, right? It's not that impressive. So yeah, I'm gonna pass. Thanks, man. Whatever. So of course, chastity with God is broken. We are not loving God as Himself. We're not letting Him be God, Him be the Creator. We are not telling Him that does things right. So of course, we're not loving Him well. And this, of course, has implications in other relationships. For example, in the spousal relationship, we're telling our spouse, I am not going to love that much. Just like we told God, yeah, I'm not going to love these many children, we're telling our spouse, no, the exact same thing. Not those many children. This is uncomfortable. My life is to be comfortable. It's not that we are together to face anything that comes our way and try to have or try to answer in the best way possible to whatever comes. Actually, I am here to be comfortable. And if I am uncomfortable, I don't think I want to stay. So please, let's limit ourselves and let's not go that far, okay? That means, and that tells the spouse, no, yeah, this is not a love that is total. This love could be compromised if discomfort or problems come our way, right? So, hey, let's try not to create those many problems. But even if both spouses want the same thing, if they're both telling each other the same, if they don't feel offended with each other, if that is the pact that they did, that doesn't mean that they are not breaking that communion of people that they are supposed to do, or basically they are denying themselves the possibility of truly creating that communion. This is not a love as pure, as profound, as deep, as perfect as it could be. So even if when people like it, they're missing out on a very big gift that God gave us. They're giving up on how great God love could be, and they're settling for something smaller and, well, not as good, right? They are holding back, right? Is not so much to become a gift to the other person, is more of how much can you give me and how comfortable can I be? So, of course, that unitive aspect of the sexual act is going to be lost if we lose the procreative aspect of the sexual act. And also, we're telling our spouses, hey, I need you to be sexually available for me all the time. I want the pleasure, but I don't want to assume the consequences or have to face the consequences of this act. And also, I think that the consequences of this act are not so good. So, how do we do it so I can get my pleasure without having to put in anything else? And that is another way of saying, yeah, I'm not going to love you that much. This is not about true and total and fruitful love. Not the real love that I explained in some videos back, some videos ago. Not like that. It's going to be a love depending on, do I like it or don't I? No, that's basically how it goes. And of course, yeah, basically any kind of trouble, anything that makes my life uncomfortable could jeopardize our relationship because my comfort comes first, right? My marriage to you is second to the comfort that should be. And I am not here in to face any kind of bad situation. I'm here while it's comfortable, right? And then it comes to our children. What are we telling our children? Basically, we're telling children are a problem. Pregnancies are uncomfortable, are inconvenient. We don't want this. And that is a way of implicitly saying, yeah, you're an inconvenience. Honestly, I could not take 20 like you. No, I need a break. Honestly, you're not good enough. Maybe this is not what we want to convey, but it could very easily be the message that our children understand. Oh, I should thank my mother for not abandoning me because I am so annoying, right? I am not good enough. I'm not worth the effort. I'm not worth the the discomfort. I am not worth, right? Not having money for the Jimmy Choos, right? She would rather have money for the Jimmy Choos than for me. And that is a way of also telling the person, you're not good enough, you're not worth it, which, as we know, would hinder the child's capacity to love because they think that they if the person cannot love themselves, if they don't think they deserve love, they cannot love others, as we saw in some videos ago. Because if the idea of humanity is loving, right, is our ability to love and to answer to the love of our creator, clearly we're going to do exactly the same when we use contraceptions. We're going to break that partnership and that, yes, that partnership we have with God. We are going to insult him. We are going to love less. Our children are going to love even less. Our spouses are going to feel less loved. And that is why basically the Catholic Church said no to contraception. Okay, so I'm very glad that you decided to stay until the end of the video. If you have any questions or any comments, please write it down in the comment section below. I will try to answer. I will try to answer as soon as possible. So, I'm glad to see you. Lots of blessings for everybody. Bye.